And now let's focus to India, where we have some breaking news that is coming in. All the 4 convicts in the Nirbhaya case are set to be hanged on the 22nd of January. That's the story that's breaking over here. This was one of the worst rape and murder cases witnessed by India that shook the nation's conscience. A 23-year-old paramedic who was traveling back home with her friend was beaten, tortured, raped and left to die on the streets. Doctors were horrified seeing her wounds, signs of inhuman rape committed on her by 6 persons. One was a juvenile and was tried separately. Another of the accused hanged himself in jail. The remaining 4 were sentenced to death by 3 successive courts in India. On Wednesday, India's Supreme Court finally gave its May 5th, 2017 verdict by dismissing the last review petition filed by one of the convicts, Akshay Kumar Singh. Akshay Kumar Singh wanted a review of the court's decision to hang him. He argued that the verdict suffered many flaws. He doubted the prosecution's story that all accused committed rape. He punched holes in the dying statement of the victim, which did not name him as such. His petition even cited the deteriorating air quality in Delhi that would kill him anyway. So why death sentence? But trashing all his arguments, the Supreme Court of India upheld its order. The 3-judge bench, headed by Justice R. Bhanumati, unanimously dismissed the petition. In July 2018, the Supreme Court of India had dismissed review petitions by 3 other convicts, Mukesh, aged 30, Pawan Gupta, aged 23, and Vinay Sharma, aged 24. Akshay, whose review petition was dismissed today by the court, is aged 28 years. This incident had evoked unprecedented anger and rage. Delhi witnessed massive protests by citizens demanding legal reforms. It led to the setting up of a judicial committee that recommended far-reaching changes in the law related to rape and sexual assault. Sadly, stringent laws have not prevented the occurrence of rape and murder in India. In the Indian city of Hyderabad lately, a veterinary doctor was brutally raped and her body burnt by 4 men. Within days, they were killed in a shootout. With the apex court verdict now out, Nirbhaya's killers will finally be hanged, a moment the nation has anxiously waited for 7 years. For all those who've tuned into this broadcast, the big story that's broken on the broadcast is the convicts of the Nirbhaya brutal rape and murder case will be hanged.
क्योंकि इस फांसी से देश के महिलाओं का कानून पर विश्वास जगेगा, आस्था जुड़ेगी और सबको इंसाफ मिलेगा। मैं 22 तारीख को कैसा दिन होगा? 22 तारीख को आपका ही क्या दिन होगा? मैम कैसा दिन होगा? मैम वो दिन हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ा दिन होगा।
That was the mother of Nirbhaya speaking to the media immediately after the final verdict. Kartikeya Sharma, our political editor, joins us. Kartikeya, 22nd of January. Now we have a date. This is the Indian legal system finally delivering justice after 7 years.
Absolutely. It's not only about justice, the whole process is a reflection of the Indian judicial system, I would say. If you look at the chronology of this case, it was not a plain and simple case whereby a woman was picked up, brutally raped, who died, who was sent to Singapore by the Indian government. But it impacted the health of the political establishment in New Delhi. Congress party not only lost the elections, but Congress party lost its sheen in the national capital region of Delhi. It could never recover after that. It not only became about Nirbhaya or the law and order issue, the Nirbhaya case actually resulted in 20 cabinet amendments which were made by the union government then when Sushil Kumar Shinde was the Home Minister. The 20 amendments were made in the rape laws. The amendments made rape laws very strong. The special courts were set up. New guidelines were issued. Not only that, this 20 cabinet amendments were preceded by a committee of very senior jurists and lawyers, including late Leela Seth, who presided over a couple of meetings, I think 10 or 12 meetings, in which they gave recommendation to the government of India. Now, those recommendations were accepted and passed by the Union Cabinet. It created an outrage in the country in context of lack and lackadaisical approach of the police. What we witnessed in Hyderabad was something which people saw in Delhi years back, which is about jurisdiction. When the first PCR van arrived, they were fighting over whose jurisdiction under the victim should go. The similar thing happened in Hyderabad. So I think certain things have changed for the Indian people at large, or the law in specific, or I would say for the victims at large. But I think certain things have remained untouched, Krishnan, which is the implementation of law. So Nirbhaya is a case where we continue, or we made good laws, but the implementation still remains a problem in India.
Kartikeya, I also want to quickly check in on you. We were talking about the Hyderabad incident. That also shook India, that incident, the fact that it happened at the fag end of the year 2019. And there was a lot of debate about whether that shootout of the convicts and for and against it. How do you think now that debate will play out, now that you have an official Indian judicial system's verdict that provides death to rapists?
I would say the importance here is that somehow the message, even during the Nirbhaya case, was that justice delayed is justice denied. So when the Hyderabad, as you very rightly mentioned, when the whole the encounter took place, there were celebrations in the city of Hyderabad, in the state of Telangana. A lot of people said, what happens to the convicts? In the Nirbhaya case, mother is still harassed, the father continues to come to the court. And in India, it becomes really problematic for the low-income, middle-income families. It can really ruin your career if you have to fight a case in various courts, starting from the lower court to the high court to the apex court. You can go bankrupt. So in this case, there was an outrage that justice is not being done properly because justice is being delayed. So Nirbhaya case, despite having its own successes in context of the change in the Indian law when it comes to the gang rape and rape, is also a very visible and a potent sign of failed judicial system whereby our state fails to give justice in time. And I make this point again and again that justice delayed is justice denied. So Nirbhaya in one way is a closure for the people at large, apart from the mother and father, the parents of Nirbhaya, but it is also a reminder that we really need to reform Indian judicial system.
Kartikeya Sharma joining us even as this big story breaks here on WION World is One. Thank you, Kartikeya. And the news that has just broken is that all the convicts in the Nirbhaya gang rape and murder case will be hanged on the 22nd of January. And with that, we've completely run out of time here on this newscast. Thank you so much for watching. This is Krishna Kumar signing off.